welcome to the show, everybody.
All for the ladies. Hey, welcome back, Rob.
What's up?
Welcome back, everybody, to Late Night Chat Network, your one stop for pop culture talk. Tonight we're bringing you the final recap of the 2025 NHL playoff recap that we've been doing here so far every round of the playoffs. And yeah, I'm not very excited on the turnout of this. But, sometimes shit happens, bro. We got to get that Stanley Cup out of Florida, man, somehow. Spending too much time.
I don't even know if I want to talk about
it. I'm so angry.
Oh, dude.
Honestly, because, I'll be honest with you. I'm just going to beat right into the bush and get going right there. But
you beat
honestly,
it in the bush.
I'll beat it in the bush. That's it. There's one for the. Sorry, I can't even get the whole sentence across. Yeah, there's one for the GT. There you go. Let's go beat one in the bush. But yeah, I'm not gonna beat around the bush. Edmonton fucking just got tired out. Florida fucking outplayed everybody this series, like this whole Stanley Cup. And it wasn't really, to be honest with you, I don't think it came too much of a surprise to anybody at the end of the day. Right? It was going to be.
It came down to goaltending. That's my opinion.
Ultimately it did. And we all know Bobrovsky can stand on his head.
Yeah. I'll give him that. Yeah. They got fantastic goaltending. Unfortunately, Skinner became Swiss cheese again on the final, like he has the last couple of years. Like he just seems to when he gets into the playoffs. Pickard tried hard. I mean, he did well, but he's no, I don't think
they're not
playoff goalie.
Yeah, they're not playoff caliber. I mean, they can get there, but
they
a lot of
playoff caliber players.
Yes,
but not goaltending, unfortunately, and that's where it really hurts because there was a lot that Bobrovsky stopped that probably should have gone in. He stood on his head on a few occasions there, and that's what happens, man. I mean, if you get the proper goaltending and you can get the,
it's unbelievable, and Florida also ultimately has the, McDavid, Draisaitl, and Hyman, and
well, they were missing Hyman, which that kind of hurt.
Well, you know what it did when I read a stat saying that Sam Bennett was one of the four players or whatever in the NHL to get 15 points or something like that, 15 playoffs, right? Yeah. But Hyman was another one on the list. You know that, right?
Yep, and they were missing him.
Yeah. So, and that's for the whole series, right? So,
yep,
that was a big chunk gone from them. I mean, Florida just beat up to near the end on Edmonton, and they just look run down. They couldn't even get out of their zone, right?
Yep.
I hate to say it, but fuck, it is bullshit. We wanted it. We said if it was going to go 7 games, I think the both of us said it was going to go 7 games.
I thought for sure they at least take it to 7, but I mean,
at least for the for the show, at least if that's what they're going to do. It seems to be. To be oh, there's a troublemaker.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, it just I think it just came down to goaltending, and Florida had it and Edmonton didn't.
I hate to say it. I hate to see that the US keeps the cup down there every year. Was it Florida's got it now? That state alone has got it now. What, the last 4 out of 5, I think it was.
4, I think.
Four.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they had Tampa that had it for a couple years.
Yeah, exactly. Now Florida, that's what I mean. That's been down there for about in the state of Florida for like about 4 years now, I think.
In and around 4 years, yeah, guaranteed. Once Tampa started going down, Florida came up. I mean, dude, if you're playing hockey in the sun all the time, I'm pretty sure you're hyped and stoked to fucking play. Like you just don't. Your body doesn't get beaten down like you do in the winters.
I don't know whether it's really that. I think it's just both the teams they were stacked. Like they were back in the day. Tampa was stacked. Florida was stacked. They had a lot of good players. I mean, players want to play in Florida and Tampa because there's no taxes or whatever. It's better, you know what I mean? So they're going to. It's a draw for the players to go down there. It's harder to get players to play here in Canada when you're getting taxed 35, 40, 50% of your fucking pay.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure it makes up for. Well, they're looking into the Oilers too for that Kane bringing Kane back from WIR. So they're investigating that kind of. I don't know what that has to do with. I guess maybe they had him out of long term. Like LTIR.
Yeah, but I thought once playoffs started, it didn't matter. Everything, because look at when Tampa did that with.
But it could have been. It's probably before season. Like it could be before season. I haven't read too much.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure on that on how it works.
I've seen it come into a post today, right? I guess it was on X. They were talking about something like that, but I don't know how it actually works if they're doing it for the season or if they're doing it for just the playoffs in itself, right? So
yeah.
But it's nice to know that they're keeping their eye on this with other teams and stuff like that. And fortunately, they're going to look at it under Edmonton.
Mm-hmm.
But I also was reading that McDavid's not in too much of a rush to sign.
It's got to be frustrating, man. I mean, it's the same with the Leaf players. You
can only, like you said,
like Mitch. It's frustrating because Mitch Marner is such a good player through the regular season. And I don't know whether it's just coincidence or what it is, but playoffs, he just seems to disappear. Maybe that's what he needs. Maybe he needs to change his scenery.
I don't believe like you guys. I don't believe like you guys. I don't think he disappears. I still think he tries hard. I think they just put more of a fucking thing on his shoulders because they know Matthews never shows up. Right? So,
well, whichever it is, it seems like half the friggin' team doesn't show up in the playoff. Like this is what I don't understand. I mean, it's the playoffs. This is what you fight all year, is to get your ass in the playoffs. Then they say that normally when the playoffs start, it's supposed to be a better, higher type of hockey. Like you should be wanting to play injured and play whatever, like whatever it takes, man. Like this is, who knows whether you're going to ever get back there again. I mean, if you're there, you do everything there is. And to me, watching the playoffs this year, I don't know. I can't say that Mitch Marner. I mean, he was good and everything, but there was a lot of times he didn't. Same with William Nylander. Same with Austin Matthews. Same with a bunch of them, man. Yeah. The only one that I can say that worked his ass off that really never really slacked it, he was Matthew Nyes.
Yeah, Matthew Nyes has been.
It's the yips, exactly. Yeah,
he's been trying, right?
Yeah.
But he's one of the younger ones too, right? So you want that to, to somehow.
Well, and that's just it, right? And now I'm fine with Marner going. That frees up a lot of money. And as far as I'm concerned, I think this, what's his name, Cowan there, the rookie there from London, he's another Mitch Marner, if not better. And we're going to have him now coming up, and he's going to be under rookie salary, and maybe we can build something more around him.
Yeah, you can hope so, right? There's always hoping, right?
Oh, absolutely. There's more than one player. Don't get me wrong. I don't think they need to clean house. I really don't. I think they need to tweak it. No, and again, I still think things would have been different if Stolzar didn't get injured.
I still don't believe.
Again, that's just my opinion.
And my opinion is I don't believe that the Leafs play together well when it comes to series like that. I think they get more cocky over themselves and trying to impress each other. They try to impress for themselves. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. Only they know, man.
That makes any sense? If that makes any sense? I mean, I feel like, when you sit there and you watch them on the fucking bench bitching with each other, and it's, it's the fucking first round, second round, first round. Like, I mean, really? At the end of the day, you're not supposed to be
I don't know.
As
I don't know if I agree with Matthews and Tavares going. If Tavares takes a pay cut, I mean, Tavares still last season was like, I think he even broke his own record for goals and points. Like, it's just, I don't, if Tavares, especially because of his age, if he should take a bit, if he wants to stay in Toronto, take the hometown discount. I think he's still going to be an awesome player for third line, center for third line. Matthews is, again, whether it's an excuse or not, I don't know. Matthews says he was playing injured all season, right from preseason is when he got injured, and he could never get right.
Yeah, but I mean,
not what he did the year before.
Excuse. You don't know what any of these players use that as an excuse or use that as a.
You don't know.
If they, at the end of the day, they always want to have the time to call in sick from their job. Everybody does, don't they?
I mean, you want to make them play the best that they can play at the absolute best. Is say, okay, you don't get your paycheck unless you win different every series that you win, you get more of your paycheck. Otherwise, the paycheck goes back into the team or whatever. Fuck them. then watch how hard they fucking try.
Yeah, I don't even know if the Portugal team would want them. Right?
Portugal actually has a hockey team.
I didn't even know they had ice.
I didn't know they had a hockey team. I've never seen it.
I didn't know that.
But yeah, I don't know. That's just, like I said, it's all opinion. So it's just my opinion. I just, I don't know. Only they know. They know whether they're either slacking or whether they're not slacking or what. But
did you only get one goal in the third period too for Edmonton there?
Like I said, I don't know. I know Bobrovsky stood on his head on a lot. There was probably several that should have gone in that didn't.
My voice.
But
see.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't know.
You know what? They were coming at people full tilt. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
I'll give you that much. They were coming at people full tilt. They didn't fucking stop the whole series.
No.
They just came on the attack. That's what they were there for.
Yep.
They knew what they were doing. They finished their checks. They finished their
That's one thing I definitely like about Paul Maurice, like the coach. Like he stresses the fact it doesn't matter. Pound them. Like it just.
Well, you know what?
Finish your checks.
Coach too is the same type of coach.
Yeah, but a lot of coaches stress that, but they don't like Paul Maurice. Like he gets pissed off if you don't finish your checks and you don't, pound the D like he says.
The coaching, it was phenomenal. Paul Maurice is
great. Toronto never should have got rid of him, but I mean, unfortunately, Toronto was in a bad position at that time.
He's figured it out. He's figured out how to put plays together. He's figured out how to put teams together and make them work together.
He's a great coach, man. Always
Florida was smart. And I hate to say it because I fucking hate him with a passion.
Yeah.
Right? But Florida was smart to pick up Marchand.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. They were.
No, absolutely. Marchand, like I said, he's one of those players you hate to love. You love him if he's on your team. You fucking hate him if you got to play against him. I mean, look at him. For an older player, he's netting goals every friggin' game.
It's funny because the two players that have been on the Stanley Cup the last few years is him, and in the playoffs is him and Perry. Perry keeps going to the fucking finals.
Oh, Perry. Fuck, that guy drives
Scary Perry over there. Right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Any team he goes to ends up in the fucking playoffs somehow.
Yeah, he has lucked out that for I think the last 5 years.
Yeah,
because he was with Anaheim for the longest time. Then he went to Dallas. He went to the finals with Dallas, and then he went to the finals with Montreal. Then he went to the finals with Tampa, and then I think it was Florida, and then he went to fucking Edmonton, and he went to Edmonton twice or whatever. I know he went to Chicago, but he didn't stay at Chicago very long.
And he was only stopover for sleeping with
Bedard's wife mother,
with the players' moms. Yeah, with the players' moms. That's why they don't want him back in my truck.
Speculation.
They didn't want him buy back in my truck because they're all kids over there, and they probably have moms that are his age.
Yeah, really. But yeah, so I don't know. It just unfortunately it didn't go 7 games. Only went 6. I did not watch the 6th game because
couldn't take it, eh? No.
Well, no, actually, I was actually doing something else, and then I realized the game was on, and I looked at the score on my phone and was already like, I don't know, it was already like 3-0 or some stupid thing, and I was like, okay, I can't watch it. I checked it. I kept checking it in the 3rd, and then when I knew for sure that they weren't, there's no way I was going to watch it because there's no way I could stand watching them get the cup. So I didn't bother. But I watched the games before that. I watched the first several when I was in PEI there. Actually, thank you, Nico, for taking over for that one episode because I was away on vacay. So, but yeah, I watched a few games out there. Came back, watched the one here, and then I refused to watch the last one.
Well, you know what? The first 4 games, it was nice to watch. You know, they were close games. The first 2, of course.
Yeah, I love the overtimes, man. I love games like that.
Yeah, and the 1-1s, right? Like,
it's just
what do you call it? The one in they were winning. They took one from home from each other from both of the teams. Which was
the only team they had a problem with was Toronto because it was the only team they had to go 7 games to.
Yeah, I guess if you want to look at it that way.
I did look at it that way.
Yeah, that's going to be up there forever now. Let's see if he's watching.
Yeah, don't say that. The boss will fire me.
No, shit.
Yeah,
no.
I like I said, I don't know. I just it's frustrating, man. I don't know.
I don't know if they can win 3 more cups, dude. I mean,
no. And that's the thing too. I mean,
they're getting up there too.
They've got 2. And I mean, Kachuk, I cannot fucking stand that guy, Kachuk. I can't stand him. And he's shooting his mouth off saying he's a dynasty. Come on, he's not a dynasty. You've won 2. A lot of teams have won 2. Dynasties start minimum 3, maybe 4, if you're talking dynasty. There's no dynasty. You've won 2 cups. Okay. Easy, boy.
I mean, it's and even for Edmonton now to go back another year and get into the playoffs, like to this point again.
I don't know.
A lot.
Again, a lot of their players are getting older too. I mean, you know.
Oh, there's going to be a lot of changes coming to the teams like this.
Changes everywhere.
That have a few older players, and they're going to now these contracts.
And I don't know about Florida. I think Florida's going to lose a few players.
No, I think so. And then they already lost their.
Marchand's going to leave. Wouldn't surprise me if Bennett leaves.
Or Marchand might get. They might pick him up, but they still lost a pick for him.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They still lost this. I guess. Well, he made it all the way, so they get a 2nd round pick now, right? If I'm not mistaken, it would have been if they wouldn't have made it to the playoffs. I think they would have got a 1st round. Like they would have got a 1st rounder for it. I mean, a 2nd rounder. I think they get a 1st rounder. I don't even know how it works, but they're getting one of their 1st round
picks. A pick. I can't remember how that worked out.
Yeah, for Marchand, they did it. That was the trade with some other players. But
you would think it was the other way around. As if they won the Stanley Cup, then they would have to give up a 1st rounder.
You know what? Maybe, but yeah, it probably is.
That's what I think. That's the way it would work, but I could be wrong. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, they were talking about it during the game at one point, right? Because when the last series before they came here, when they were playing Carolina, they were talking about if they make it through right against Carolina, then they will. Then Boston's pick. The further up they make it, the pick goes down. I thought it goes down, to be honest with you. Because if you're the top team, you don't get the 1st round. You don't get the 1st pick, right? It's usually a raffle.
Well, no, no. Like it's what I'm saying is for the trade. Like if I'm going to trade, Marchand to Florida, I would be like, okay, if you guys don't make the playoffs or you're out first round, okay, then he didn't do much, so fine, I'll give up a second round pick. But if you go all the way to the Stanley Cup and you win the Stanley Cup because we traded Marchand and he helped that team do that, then I want a first rounder. I'm pretty sure that's the way it would work.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. That sounds like the better option, right? I just don't remember how they said it when they were on that.
I said, I can't remember 100%. But
the problem with this is, I know we hadn't been on here for a little while, but this is the one where they get the 2 breaks in, but the 2 days in between each of those last 3 games too, right? They get a little more time to.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't know if it's more time to relax or if it's because of booking. Because
it could be it could be both.
Yeah, we ultimately know that, like, okay, you like let's say, okay, Scotiabank figured they'd clear up some venues just because the Leafs were going to keep making it further, let's say. But then they started seeing, the chances are it might not happen, and we got these guys booked in here. We got to either reschedule it or we got to figure it out, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't know how they work that. It's a very weird scheduling arrangement they'd have to work with. The whole, I mean, it would be the whole NHL plus the state you're playing.
Because a lot of venues book like a year in advance sometimes too, right? Like they don't know whether Toronto's, like, next year, whether Toronto's even going to make the playoffs or not. So
I think they hold the spots in case.
That's what I think too, to a point, and then depending on how it looks, halfway, and then whether they release, spots or whatever. I'm sure it works out somehow that way, but.
Then you'll have big name artists that are playing in certain stadiums and stuff at certain times, and whether they have the pull or not, I don't think they have, because the NHL does it so consistently. I mean, it is their arena in that sense.
Yeah.
So, basketball finals are all.
And again, it depends if I mean, was the Heat in the playoffs as well, or no? I don't follow basketball, so I don't know, but
I have no idea. I heard Max talking about it the other day, but very, very vaguely, like, pay attention. We don't pay attention to each other unless it's important, right? So, right? And,
unfortunately, that's one sport I have a hard time following. I can't follow is basketball. I have no problems. Like when I was in PEI, man, I watched a lot of baseball, a lot of hockey. I watched NASCAR. I watched golf, but not basketball.
That's another one. Like, there's all these sports shows we could be talking about, guys, and we stick to the football and the fucking NHL.
I'd rather stick to more towards football than even the NHL. Even that's driving me nuts now.
Well, I'm gonna have to start bringing out like F1 shows, because I was watching that one in Montreal. That was a crazy one. What's that?
Yeah. I kind of read some things that there was Russell was being looked at or something like that, or so.
For?
Oh, I don't know. There was 2 complaints against him, I guess, unsportsmanlike and some other type of thing, whatever, for trying to cause a crash or something. I don't know. I just quickly seen something like I don't follow F1. I know you do, and I got my other buddy, like Farron and Dre. They follow F1 as well. I don't. That's one I don't follow.
No, they're just babies. The kids are babies. There's a lot of these kids are drivers, man. They're not even. Look at the one that's the podium this year.
I was going to say hillbillies, but I guess that would probably be more in NASCAR.
No, these are people with money for sure. They grew up with money. You don't just get into a sport like that. But let's get on. I don't know why we went to F1 there, but no.
Welcome to the hockey. We're talking F1.
Well, I wanted to run down quick recaps of the whole thing, right? Because how the playoffs went this year. Because we talked about the round 1, right? We talked about round 2. I mean, it went down to. I mean, these guys took out some pretty decent teams to get here.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It wasn't easy for them to get where they got for either Edmonton or Florida. Well, Florida, besides.
I think Florida, honestly, again, this is my opinion. I think the hardest team that they had was Toronto.
Yeah.
They walked all over Carolina.
Yeah. Well, Edmonton didn't really have a hard time with anybody.
there was only one bad. Well, was there two blowouts for Toronto? I know the very last game, Game 7, was a ridiculous blowout, 6-1. Same thing they did to basically to Edmonton. It's almost like you give up. Like I don't get it.
No, I think you just run out of energy, dude. I don't
You're
know.
on the line. Like I don't
Run out of
understand.
steam.
You're on the line, man. Like I
This
don't know.
series, they played at least a whole extra game. They've played 7 games. There's a what, 3 overtimes, two overtime
Oh,
in one
several
game.
overtimes with Toronto, several overtimes
No,
with Edmonton.
but if
So
you're
they
not
played a
built,
lot of hockey. Yes, I'll give them that.
yeah, if you're not built physically to do that,
Oh,
and
absolutely.
some of these guys are, and some of these guys aren't. You
Yep.
know, like I mean, they can take, and some of them take more of a beating from the forwards, from let's say
I think
Florida forwards.
I think what they need to do is what football doesn't have oxygen masks on the bench.
I'm getting tired. This is another thing. I'm getting tired of referees.
Oh, dude.
I'm
Don't
getting
even
tired
get
of
me
umpires, referees. I'm getting tired of
don't
them
get
all.
me started on that shit, man. I mean,
Baseball, they already started.
yep.
Baseball, they already started.
I've
They
seen
put a
that.
strike
I've
in, and
seen
you can
that. Yep.
challenge it, right? Yeah. So you can challenge it now if you're the batter, right? Or if you're the
Yeah.
catcher, you could challenge, or the pitcher. Like the catcher will do it for the pitcher if he thinks it was a strike.
Yeah.
He could challenge it, right? And the same with the batter himself. If he thinks it was a bad pitch, right?
Yeah.
He could say, but they could do it with that. They got all different kinds of angles for hockey too now. Like I mean, we've seen it in football first of all. So in hockey, you've got every angle. You've got the blue line angle. You got the problem is in real time, and this is where I was trying to explain to my dad because he watches hockey usually in the playoffs. He's not a big hockey person, right? But I was trying to explain to him that in real time, being a referee isn't the easiest job, and I'm not gonna, stay here and defend for everything they do. But in real time, they're watching where the puck is. They're trying to watch everything else that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of those, like little jabs where you get the stick up in somebody's jaw over here and you don't see it, it's because they're not focused on that specific spot at that moment. And remember, they're also racing back and forth, right? And they're trying to watch between 3 refs. They're trying to watch 10 players.
I get it, but I still think that a lot of it.
And one ref stays all the way at the other fucking end for nothing.
Is
just in case
missed.
I mean, obviously, stuff is missed.
I just find that everything, whether it be umps, refs,
there's an
whatever,
argument in all of it, right?
It's all gotten worse since the this betting has started all over the place. And this, all these betting sites and everything, all these it happened in the U.S. and in Canada. And there's like 1,000 fucking betting sites out there. All of a sudden,
and the sad part
the
is
refs and umps and everything just seem to have gotten worse and worse and worse, man.
It's almost like they didn't realize that with this betting stuff too. They didn't even realize what they pretend they don't realize, but they realize that. You know how many people that are underage that are fucking betting too and stuff like
fuck. Guaranteed.
And I sound like an old man now, like people are underage doing this shit. Yeah, okay, but I don't condone on what I ever did when I was younger.
No.
So that's but I understand what they're doing, the way they're marketing it.
Yeah.
Right. I've noticed not so many of the players are doing it anymore.
Yeah.
I've noticed that it's been kind of changing. They're probably retired players now, or other people doing the bet sports and all those, whatever they are. Those I'm not going to even give them any names, but you start to see that when they're all into the mix, they got to make some money too. It's like Vegas on the internet, right?
Ridiculous.
Right. So I don't know. There's a lot of stuff too. They got to be able to challenge better. I think that they got to look over those rules. I mean, I told my dad the only way they're going to actually do it, because he's like, oh, they got AI for everything now, right? And I'm thinking, yeah, but unless they have to have the refs on the ice for the breaking up of the fights, right? That'll always stay. That'll always be around, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did change that, right? Because I noticed that
already started.
Yeah. Because they took off that McDavid Gretzky one, remember?
Yeah. Yep.
I haven't seen that one in a while. I
mean, they still advertise it all, but it's just it's nobody's now that advertise that players aren't any type of athlete or celebrity or whatever in Canada can't advertise.
No, they shouldn't be allowed to anyways. It's almost like But they they wouldn't let P Rose for betting on other teams on football, right? I mean, he says he only bet on football, but whatever. But then now look, they gave him his fucking Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Right after he fucking dies, the year after he dies, guys.
I know that's always the way, man. Always the way.
Well, you know what? You might as well just say, listen, you guys can't promote betting. You can't do anything that has any little thing to do with betting. You're not allowed. Not even scratch tickets. They should give them. If if they want to be in this league, if they want to make millions of dollars,
yeah, really,
season. You know what I mean? You don't need to worry about a scratch ticket.
No, I agree.
You don't need to worry about being
Powerball.
Money. Yeah, you're making enough money anyways. Like really.
Yeah. No, I agree. So that's another year for hockey then.
No, I mean there's it sucks, dude. There's still actually
man.
Team Canada and all that stuff is
but I mean like for the NHL it's done for.
Oh, maybe we'll have
but
to
that's
roll
the other thing that pisses me off too. You're talking this is the middle of fucking June, dude. Middle of June, and we're just now had that Stanley Cup.
Did you hear what they did to it already? They took it out.
Well, not only that, the minute they had it on the ice, apparently they dropped or something happened. It got bent, and it's
that cup
that happens every year,
all the time. Yeah,
that happens every year. Like there's a documentary thing on about the Stanley Cup, and every time it comes back especially after it gets handed to all the players and everything, there's so many repairs that has to be done to that thing all the time.
Well, you know what? Actually, I would like to see what Nico's going to do with the cup that he won this year. Because he took the pool, guys, this year.
Yeah. I bet he did. Yeah.
Before in previous episodes here, but we were saying how he he took it again 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
Right. He just pulled a Florida.
Yeah.
So today it was like because it was officially over. He gave them a day, to relax about it. Then the text went out.
Where's my money?
Where's my money? Right.
Yeah.
It's not like my brother.
My money.
Not like my brother the day before. No, Nico. Even though we knew for the last 2 weeks there was no way that anybody was going to catch him, right?
Wow.
He went way over 200 points.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's crazy. And I got stopped at 55 fucking points, man. So if we're not first, we're last.
Yeah,
that's what we see here on the Late Night Chat Network, right? If we're not first, we're last. So, but no, that one. When is the Canada? When is the world the hockey cup? When is that one? When Team Canada and everybody start?
I don't know.
It's not the juniors though.
No, that's close. Juniors is always like around Christmas time.
Yeah, but this is going to be even that one. Team Canada with because they're saying Crosby. I don't know who else is going to be on it. Crosby. There's a few of them that are on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had it on the score. I'd seen it on the score that I've already had are going to be guaranteed to goal, right? But I don't know. I'd like to see how that plays out.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Yeah, I'm waiting to get some funny no trivia from the Nut Gallery today. I gotta thank her for getting me the hockey trivia for kids.
Hockey trivia for kids. Nice. That's awesome.
Unfortunately, has a shitty jersey standing behind me. Who's that? Hyman there?
I don't know.
David is McDavid. No, I was reading it like a 6, so I thought it was something different. But it's Hyman and your buddy with pig nose.
Who the hell's that?
Matthews.
Oh, okay.
Like, it just reminds me that the way he's got that. I don't know.
Okay. Interesting. All right.
Bro.
Holy shit.
That's for next year. That's next year. Don't worry.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll have to. I haven't had a good time to sit on the toilet and take a read of it. So,
I'm sure that would be good reading material.
So
yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, well, that sucks though. I was really hoping that Edmonton would be able to take it, but
I think a lot of people out there were hoping that Edmonton was going to take it. We wanted to keep this fucking cup in Canada for one.
The only thing that really worried me though, it was the goaltending for Edmonton.
Yeah, Skinner. I thought about it the whole time because he's not that he's not reliable. He's not consistent, right?
I mean,
He has some good
The
runs,
first
but
few
then
series, man, he played. He played great, but it's almost like you get to the Stanley Cup final again. It's like he's played too much. He's tired. I don't know.
bro, you try to do that position.
Oh, hey, I'm not saying it's easy, but I'm also not getting paid millions of dollars either. So
that's the
I
thing,
get it.
right? They're getting paid the big bucks for this, right?
Yeah, it's
So
their job, man.
I don't know what Skinner makes, but I don't think Skinner makes McDavid money.
Oh,
David,
no, of course not.
He's allowed to be a little pissed off.
Yeah,
Yeah. And he kept it light for the media when he did the speech at the end. Like you could see the frustration.
Of course. How could it not be? I mean, 2
But,
years in a row, you get to the final, and you know.
They couldn't even break through. I mean, and McDavid's pretty good at it. That last game, he couldn't even get through they couldn't get. They barely spent any time in the offensive zone.
Mm-hmm.
Florida just had a fucking answer for everything.
Yeah.
There's only so much you can. There's only so much you can do, right? And the players are consistently thinking of different things on the fly, right?
Yep.
So you get.
I mean, like, who knows? The same thing happened back in the Gretzky era too, back in 90 or 80, 82, 83, whatever the hell it was, when the Islanders had won their 4 straight or whatever, and they had kept beating Edmonton in the final, and then finally it just takes a bit of time, man. I mean, it's 2 years in a row that they've got the experience to go right to the final in the Stanley Cup, and if they can get the right, keep some of the mix, but maybe switch it up a little bit here or there, maybe they have enough for next year too.
Yeah, so that's what she's talking about.
Oh, the World Cup, yeah.
It would be in the sun. It would still be in the winter. It'd be in October sometime.
Yeah,
just after the NHL time. After the NHL starts, I don't think it's before that. Maybe January.
Usually training camp starts in September, and usually the first game starts around October 7th, 6th.
Yeah, that's right.
But again, with the World, I don't know with the World Cup what's happening. I mean,
when does football start this year?
Oh shit! Usually the training camp's like in August, isn't it?
I think so, because I'm getting all these trades and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I am too. Yeah,
and watching all this stuff because I'll be in a player pick pool this year, so hopefully that'll be interesting.
Are you still joining ours?
Well, yeah, yours is playoff pool, no?
No, it's regular season too.
Oh, regular season, but it's it's easier. This one's going to be a player pick.
Yeah, so that was a lot more different.
Involve both sides. I'm down. I'm in for that one too. I mean, we could do a weekly recap of that again too, guys, and that would be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it is, we did one for what was only the playoffs last year, right?
Yeah, it was just the playoffs. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, technically, you could really do a quick breakdown of everything, right? But that's a lot of games to watch.
Oh yeah.
That's I'd have to get like 3 fucking TVs going with fucking 3 different internet, like cell phones going with
yeah,
or computer screens with the fucking
everything.
What are they called though?
Season end of.
Because I don't mind watching the red zone play.
Football starts in September. Okay, there you go. Perfect.
Yeah. Oh yeah, football starts. What am I talking about? I'm going to Washington in September.
Yeah, that's right. You are. So there you go.
I'm hoping to go watch the Montreal game this year too. So we'll have to see about that one.
No, I'm joking. Yes, actually, they will be good. They will. I mean, Hudson is that's quite the player. He is, man. He'll be good.
Won the Calder Cup.
Yep, I know. Yep, absolutely. He's good, man.
You know what? He didn't play the whole. He played. He came in a little late.
Yep.
But he came in with like a fucking bat out of hell.
Yeah.
I kept saying, watch that kid. Look at the way he rolls off the checks, and he's small, so he knows how to take them. He's getting hit by a lot of bigger players than him too. He's a defenseman, so he's trying to guard the puck, right? So you got to know how to use your fucking legs, so you don't end up fucking head first into the boards too.
Yep.
So it's crazy. It's fun to watch. I feel like he's taken figure skating or something. The way some of these guys do. I know
most of them do. Most of them do.
right?
It
I
helps.
think I
It
brought that
helps.
up. I have a cousin that did that
Yeah,
for skating when he played hockey,
yeah.
right?
I knew a lot of people that did that. Yeah, it actually
Keeps
helped
your
their balance and way
keeps
to
your
hop over things. It's pretty cool.
how to avoid things. Yeah, how to avoid like stepping on somebody or fucking tripping on
Yeah.
somebody, and you know.
Yep.
I don't know if they sit there and dance with each
Yep.
other while they're on there, and like they do in the figure skating,
No, I don't.
and
I don't think they. I don't think they would do that.
pirouette each other.
But
Like I don't know.
definitely avoiding stuff. Yeah, yeah, definitely.
It'd be funny though to see that. Oh, bunch of grown guys with little tutus on doing figure skating.
Oh shit! Yeah, that would be different, eh?
So, but yeah, so honestly, it
Yeah,
was been a fun run to watch this hockey thing, and like I said, it was a little more interesting when there was quite a few more teams
yeah.
to talk about. And then you get down to this, and it's almost like you know what, we didn't want to talk about it that first night too. It was like fuck, who gives a shit? Not like who gives a shit. I was just so mad that
Oh,
Florida
I
won.
know. Yeah,
I can't keep seeing the headlines that pop up on Score about Florida winning and this and that, and I just
I
can't.
can't. I can't even. I don't. I can't even look at them. I haven't even looked at any yet.
It's just because it was nice to have a Canadian team in there,
Yeah,
right?
that's
At
true.
the end, it's always nice when you're
Yeah,
seeing two Canadians.
you know
That
what?
makes you watch.
Again, that is a feat in itself because there's only 7 Canadian teams as opposed to 25 fucking American teams or whatever it is. So
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
it's
the
not
crazy
easy. It's
part.
not easy.
No, it
So
isn't easy being Canadian.
yeah, exactly. Oh fuck, that's a good one.
Uh, I'm starting to wonder. Maybe it stays in Florida for a reason, but we won't go there either.
Yeah, yeah, it is 4
No,
years, man. Yeah, no shit.
maybe it stays in there and for yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know.
crazy.
I don't know. I I just
Well,
want to
there's other sports now. Now we got baseball, we got football. So
golf. Is it golf
yeah,
now season?
I'm down for golf, man.
Fuck that.
I watched the Canadian Open.
Well, you just got too much time on your hands, bud.
I
If you
find it
can,
relaxing, man. I love it.
no shit. It's something that makes you fall asleep. I would think.
No, I love it.
Well, I don't know.
Interesting, man.
That's where these guys are all going to end up now, golfing.
I mean, that would. Hey, think about it.
At least,
Some of the
at
money
least
that the golfers are pulling in, and
yeah.
you'd never play in snow. It's always nice. You go for a little bit of a walk. You hit a ball. Hey, they got it made.
I don't even know way I would. I know which way I would hit with the. I hit with I shoot right,
Yeah.
left-handed. Sorry, left-handed.
At least you got it right this time.
Yeah, I shoot left-handed.
Not like our little plug that we have there that you didn't know which
No,
way.
I didn't. Yeah, I know. But with swinging with the golf club. There you go. That's how
Yeah.
you finish the
Yeah.
sentence up. Finish
Yeah.
swinging with the golf club. I don't know. I think I would do it the same way as I would be holding a bat, which is to my left hand side, like standing right. It's right-handed both ways.
Yeah.
Technically, it's
See,
weird.
I bat right, I golf right, but I shoot left in hockey.
No, when you're batting, when you're swinging, okay. When you're swinging, which hand do which hand do you let go of the bat with, and then swing right through with? Let's say if you keep like you have your top hand. The top hand is what, your left hand or your right hand?
Top, right hand.
Top is your right hand.
Yeah.
So you swing left.
I thought I stand.
No, because when you look into
Is
the
that what it is?
outfield, you're on the left side of the plate. Yeah.
Because
You get what I'm saying?
I catch with my left hand, I throw with my right.
I catch with my left and I throw with my right.
Yeah.
But I swing a baseball that same way, like you do. And when
Okay.
you hold hockey, where's your top
I
hand?
shoot left. I already know I shoot left because that's my stick is left-handed stick.
Yeah, right. This way.
But my clubs are right-handed.
Yeah, which is like a baseball bat.
Yeah. That's
But
bizarre.
yeah.
Some people do left for everything. Hockey, golf, baseball, but
Yeah.
For me, it's just hockey's left, everything else is right.
I don't know. I mean, we can. I think that's the same. I think that's the same thing with me, right? It's the same. I think I hold everything the same as you do.
Yeah, because
That
my
doesn't
glove is
sound-
on my left hand, and I throw with my right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just golfing. I think that's the way. Because when I go to hold it like a hockey stick,
Yeah, it doesn't feel right for me with golf clubs.
it doesn't feel right. No,
No. Yeah.
You can't get that swing with your arm back, like
Yeah.
your shoulder. Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe these guys are different too, right? When it comes to playing golf, I don't know.
Yeah.
So, but at the end of the day, that's the season, guys.
Yep. That's it for another year of Stanley Cup.
Unfortunate Canadian hockey at the end of the year.
Yeah. Again, I think they need to cut it down a little bit so we're not having Stanley Cups in June.
I think they should just cut all penalties off in the playoffs, man. All holds bar. Fuck that. Get rid of the penalties, period.
I think the first round should be the best of 5.
And you put a cage up all the way around, like in wrestling.
Jesus. Fuck.
Right? And they can't get out. Now they can't get out. That's fucking right. Throw some refs in there just in case these guys decide to use their skate to hurt somebody.
Yeah, exactly.
Other than that, make it all gladiator style on ice.
That's crazy.
No, then they'll know how to build a team.
Yeah, no shit.
Right? So,
but
wow. At least we had Canadian teams in every round, at least.
Yep.
So that worked out. Right?
Yep, exactly.
I think we went with the most this year that we had in quite a while. So,
yeah, there was only 2 Canadian teams that didn't make it. No, 3. No, 2.
2.
Yeah, 2. It was just Calgary and Vancouver.
And Vancouver, yeah. Other than that, everybody else was in there this year. So that was nice to see.
Yeah, it was.
Right. Maybe not as nice to see all the outcomes, but it was nice to see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, true enough.
So at the end of the day, I still think Edmonton. It was easy for Edmonton up until they hit Florida.
Yeah.
Right. They took the series as like 4-1 each one.
Yeah, they were doing quite well actually.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, Florida had to play a couple more games, but
I think the hardest one was their first rounder. It was against LA.
Probably.
That was their toughest series because after that, they seemed to have taken care of the Knights, and then they took care of Dallas. No problem. So
that's all right.
Yeah.
So, but Rob.
Yes, sir.
It's great. We can wrap. We can call this one a show now.
Yep, this one is finally in the books. It's done with. It's not the outcome we wanted, but it's an outcome.
Maybe come
there's
hockey.
There's lots of sports ahead of us, so I'm sure we'll be doing something else.
Well, maybe with hockey and maybe with football or something, we get some guests coming on here because I like to hear their opinions.
Yeah,
right, on some football talk.
Well, like I said, I know my niece
is learning
usually down, although now she has a little bambino, so it might be harder to get her on. But I know she loves talking football.
Yeah, I know. We had a good time with her last time.
Yeah.
So we didn't get nobody except for Nico, taking over and helping out that week.
Yep.
Right. So other than that, it was just the two of us.
Yep.
Yeah, man. So guys, for another year of NHL recap playoffs.
Appreciate everybody checking us out.
Checking us out. Hopefully we'll bring it back to you next year. But I know I'm coming with football of some sort. I'm gonna start thinking of that. I'm gonna start thinking of that shit.
We'll be doing something with football for sure.
Because I have never had such a boner for a sport in a long time.
I get to make fun of half my family because Aaron Rodgers went to the Steelers.
I get to finally wear that jersey that I have too when I go to Washington. The fuck, it's sitting nice and folded in the thing that it came in.
Nice. You're gonna wear it's gonna be all creased.
I gotta take it out like a week before and let it hang.
Yeah, go Cowboys.
Linda, I'm going to watch Washington I mean, I don't know. I don't really care to go to be in Washington D.C. to be honest with you, but I'm going to watch Washington play. Who the fuck are they playing? I don't even care. That's what I mean. No,
Yeah, exactly.
which is the one that has the blue? Which one? New York, the Giants, because they just got the blue fucking jersey, right? That
Oh,
ugly.
okay, yeah,
That,
yeah. So they're
yeah,
playing the Giants.
they're playing the Giants in
Okay,
Washington.
that should be a good
So
game.
we're gonna head out there, and then Nico and I are gonna try to get. He's gonna because I want to go see the. Honestly, I don't. I'm not a big fan of the U.S. or anything that goes on there, but some of that historical stuff there,
It's
I'd love to
interesting.
see. So
Yeah.
apparently, you can walk around that whole Saturday. We're gonna probably me and Nico, bring me around there, my
Yeah.
cousin Peter too, and just to see what it's like to see the
Yeah.
monuments and stuff, right?
Yeah. Absolutely. It's
That's
something. I
all.
mean, you're there. You might as well, man. I mean, it
We're
is
going down in
interesting.
an RV, bro. It's gonna be a road trip, bro.
That's awesome.
We're gonna have to stop off somewhere, sell semen in one of those sperm banks. You remember road trip?
Dude, yes, I remember road trip.
Yeah. Get myself a prostate massage.
Oh fuck.
Okay, that's for another show, guys. But
Yeah. I
but
was
thank you
gonna
once
say,
again.
how did it become from sports to that? Only you,
It's
my
'cause
brother. Only you.
this is like a fucking mouse in here that's on a
Yeah.
spinning wheel, but the wheel's
Yeah.
kind of warped. So,
So it's not.
sometimes
It's not. It's not a circle. It's an oval, right?
it does whatever it wants to do. Sometimes,
Salt and pepper shakers in there.
yeah. Sometimes it does whatever it wants to do, but it doesn't. It doesn't always come out the right way. If that's what
Yeah.
makes sense. If that one made sense.
Yeah, I
So,
get it.
but yeah, guys. Thank you
Yeah,
again. Thank you,
we'll
Rob.
definitely be back. Definitely doing some other sports.
We'll have some. Hopefully, we'll have some more trivia's and stuff like that going on. We'll see what happens. But we'll be
Perfect.
definitely bringing you back something with sports and stuff like that. You'll see. This is not the last you see of Rob and JT,
No.
unfortunately.
Yeah, you guys can be stuck.
You're stuck with us, buddy.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
You guys have a good one, and we will see you soon. But don't forget to check out all the content on Late Night Chat Network. Yes, because remember, it's your one stop for pop culture talk.
It is.
All right. And peace out, guys.
Peace
See
out.
you next
Bye bye.
time.